Hi, my name is Kay Sutha. I am a business strategist and I will be your host. In this podcast, I'll be getting raw, real, and relentless whilst interviewing successful entrepreneurs from all over the world who specialize in different aspects of business. We'll cover the 5 main pillars of business, which are sales, marketing, finance, operations, and leadership, but not forgetting mindset, live and digital events, plus much, much more. You'll gain insights, tips and tricks, and discover jaw-dropping actionable steps that you'll be able to put in place for your business right away. Guys, oh my goodness, I have an amazing speaker for today. So our next speaker, he's the leading expert on conquering fears. He has helped thousands of mental abuse survivors crush their imposter syndrome in over, get this guys, 82 different countries, allowing them to build their life dream. Guys, he has also teamed up with, get this is really exciting, Grant Cardone, Cesar Manos, and Jared Yelling as a co-founder of Mempired, an empire building platform. He is the only person on planet that is currently offering courses and mentorship programs specifically and in depth on how to conquer fears. He is here today to share with us how to build the dream life by crushing imposter syndrome and conquering fears. Please welcome Emanuel SV, leading expert in conquering fears. Oh my goodness, Emanuel, it's amazing to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here. To be very honest, I have been looking forward to this.
Do you know what? I've been excited for this as well because we had a quick call prior to this, and the information you're giving me and what you're doing and, you know, what you're trying to create for the world, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to have you on the show. I had to have you on this show, right? Because the amount of value that you bring to people, more people need to hear about it. So thank you for coming on this show. Now, there is a lot of stuff to get through today. And before we get into the whole nitty gritty and go in depth on what you're actually doing, tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you stepped into this business and how that transition came about.
So before I got into the F principle, before I created the whole F principle, I was struggling with the imposter syndrome, a hell of a lot of mental abuse in the entertainment industry. I've performed a lot and like thousands of people. The biggest show I've done was 40,000 people. But at the end of the day, I was unhappy. At the end of the day, I would be afraid of judgment. I would self-sabotage. And what worse is I completely lacked self-belief.
Wait. People saw you were performing. Were you a rock star?
Something like that, but more on the magic side. I was, the Magic Mike?
Yes.
Not the stripping part, just the magic part.
Okay. All right. All right. So you were going on stages and performing magic.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. And so, I mean, just getting up on stage takes a lot of confidence to be in front of a crowd on your own on stage and performing. And you're telling me that you had imposter syndrome?
I did.
Oh my
God. A lot of people would never have guessed. I built a character around the person that I could never be. Oh. And I became that character. But as I became that character, it's like the Conor McGregor of magic. Right. You know, while I seemed all confident on the outside, I was eating myself alive on the inside.
Wow. Okay, I see. Now, I know that you have this canny ability of helping people conquer their fears. You've been there, you've done it, you've got results from it, and now you're teaching people. So tell us a little bit on how you actually do this for people.
First of all, you have to understand, fear is real. It does not stand for, it does not mean face everything and rise. It does not mean, false evidence appearing real, what you see everywhere. And people are like, yeah, this is so true, this is so true. It's not. In fact, it's the most toxic post that you can share and you can let absorb inside of you. Because the true meaning of fear, it is an emotion caused by the belief that something bad or negative is about to happen to you.
Wait,
What do
so
you think is the key word?
hold on a second, Emmanuel. But we get told in business, in the industry, right, that fear is just a made up story we've created in our head. It's not real. So are you saying that it is?
I am saying that you've been lied to. Like most people, I've been lied to. I was taught to overcome fear. If you're overcoming fear, you're giving fear fuel. And if here's what, imagine this, okay? If you scrape the tip of the iceberg, is the iceberg still there?
Yeah.
Same with fear. You're overcoming the iceberg by scraping it off, right? So then you can jump over, but the iceberg is still there, and same with fear. When you overcome fear, you forget about it because you thought it's gone, but it's actually right in your backseat, whispering words in your head. And when the time comes, when you're feeling down, when you're accepting more negativity, that fear strikes back tenfold.
So you're scraping the surface, but not getting to the deep root of it.
Yes.
Right.
So the difference is I don't teach people how to overcome it. We don't do that at the F principle. We get you to the core. We get you to understand what is the core, the small little bug that's inside your head that made fear a big thing. You get a lot of celebrities talking how fear is not real, it's made up. It is very real. In fact, all those times where you react because you're scared of something, guess what? You're under control of fear. Fear controls you. It controls many people. And most importantly, it takes away your happiness. So if you find yourself being miserable, it's because you're afraid of something.
So can you then get rid of fear then? Or how do you?
No, there are only two types of people, two types of human beings that are completely fearless. All right? Those are liars, because they're lying, right? And psychopaths, because they just don't feel anything.
Right. And we don't want either one of those.
I mean, there's no judgment. I truly feel psychopaths can make amazing, amazing business owners if they really put their mind to it, because if they're not afraid and they're just going at it, they can really achieve a lot. But if you are not a liar, if you're not a liar and not a psychopath, like both of us are, right? You're going to be scared. And to do what you need to do is to conquer the fear, so that when it comes back to you, you'd be like, okay, what's up? Get out of here. You know, so that way it won't even come at you, because it knows that you can conquer it. It knows that it has no power over you.
I see. So Emmanuel, tell me this, what makes you an expert around this field, and how did you come up with this concept?
Well, I feared everything. I feared walking alone in the daytime, at nighttime. I was afraid of bugs. I was afraid of heights. And I tried over everything. You name it. Name two things. I guarantee you, that I was afraid of it.
No, I don't believe that with you here in front of me talking. I cannot believe that, Emmanuel.
I was afraid of people. I was afraid of being alone. I was afraid of dying. I was afraid of living. I was afraid of success. I was afraid of every single thing. I was afraid of heights. Now I'm climbing up castles. I don't recommend it because, well, it's dangerous, but for me, it was a thrill. Being in Croatia on top of in an island called Trogir, there's an entrance to a castle, and I just went on top. I got my wife to go to the very bottom and take a photo of me from the top. It was the most incredible feeling. And
I'm baffled here, right? So you had all these different fears in every aspect of life.
Yeah.
And yet you sitting here in front of me, right? Clearly, you don't have these fears. And wherever these fears came from, you were able to I'm going to say overcome them because you don't like that, but you were
conquer them.
To move past, shall we say.
Nope, I moved forward.
Okay, so you can never get rid of fear. I want to get this very clear, right? Especially for our listeners as well. So you can never get rid of fear. That's always in you forever. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's not in you. It'll come at you. Because negative, like, here's the thing. When you're feeling down, the fear starts building, right?
Right.
A lot of the times you hear, hey, look inside yourself to find answers.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst you can do when you're feeling down. Because if you're feeling down, you're feeling sad. What's inside of you? Sadness.
Right. Okay.
So all of these talks that people are giving out there in public are poisoning people, right? The biggest form of mental abuse that I've suffered, and I'm sure everyone has suffered, was the quote, "It's okay to not be okay." You've heard of that.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Why? Why would you want to not be okay?
Right.
It brings comfort to being not okay. What does that mean? You get mentally abused, you get physically abused, you're thinking, oh, that's okay because it's okay not to be okay. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit in my books.
Wow.
It's not okay to not be okay. It's not okay to be okay. You're born to conquer, not to overcome. You're born to be awesome, to be epic, and you should not accept anything less because that's not okay.
Wow. Wow. I like that. That's powerful stuff. And you know what? One of the things that really stands out about you is that you are that person that's going against the grain of everything else that people are saying in the industry. And you're saying, no, that's not right. This is what it means.
Yeah. And I know I'm going to get a lot of haters. I know I'm going to get a lot of naysayers for that.
This is called Uncensored Society, where you are raw, real, and relentless in achieving your dreams, and you just say it how it is. If anyone is offended by this episode, then this podcast is not for them. Okay, so I like what you're saying, Emmanuel. I like that you're going against the grain and you're just being authentic, right? That's what my listeners need to hear. And so where does this fear come from then, when you have all these different fears associated with different things?
Fear is an emotion caused by the belief that something bad or negative is going to happen to you.
But isn't that like, where does the root of that come from?
Negativity. Fear feeds on negativity. So when you're feeling down, you start thinking about negative things, about bad things, right? Let's say, oh, you're getting ready for the launch, right?
Yeah.
And then no one attends your launch. You're thinking, okay, my business is never going to achieve anything. I suck, this and this. What is that?
Right.
It's not just imposter syndrome, that's fear. Fear creates the imposter syndrome.
Interesting.
And that's what I've linked to it. Mental abuse leads to fear that creates the imposter syndrome. That's my goal in life. My absolute goal is to end imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And negative talk towards men and women, towards every single human being on the planet, to even extraterrestrials.
All right.
Like, I welcome ET any day.
So are you saying that fear and imposter syndrome are both linked together?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
the reason why
you have to work on fear before you get to or move past having the imposter syndrome. Which comes first?
So here's the thing. Here is the here's the actuality of what's happening. And I like to make things very simple. I don't use complex terminology. I'm against that. I don't like sounding smart. I like sounding real.
Yes.
Okay. So someone says you suck. One time, whatever, they don't know. Second time, third time, you start thinking, okay, what if I do suck? Right? Oh my God, I'm afraid that I actually suck. Boom, imposter syndrome right there. Right? Now, a lot of people try to switch their mindset before tackling the imposter syndrome, and that's a mistake. You got to eliminate the imposter syndrome. And to do that, you have to think forward, not think past it. Not think, oh, it's always going to be there. No, it's not going to be there. If you have a mission, if you have a life, the designed life that you are dreaming of, right? You know exactly where you want to live, what you want to do, where you want to go, with whom you want to go, and whenever you want to go, and you're doing that, you're living your dream life. Right now, I'm with my wife that people told never existed. They told me, Emanuel, thinking too hard. People like this do not exist.
Wow.
I told people I'm going to perform in front of 40,000 people back in the entertainment days. Oh, that's impossible. You're only performing in front of 200 people.
Wow.
I said, I'm going to write a lot of music. I'm going to compose music. Emanuel, you can't compose the music. You are deaf. You're legally deaf. You can't hear the rhythm. I've composed over 50 songs.
Wow.
Right? People will say it's impossible because that's what they think.
Yeah.
If I tell people, right, I told a lot of people, hey, I'm going to become a tech founder. I got this amazing idea, and I'm going to partner one day or another. I'm going to partner with Grant Cardone. I was told Grant Cardone doesn't even know who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here it is. It's happening.
That's right.
Mempired is building. And when I say Mempired will connect 78.6 million people with their perfect match to create the best business possible, to make sure to eliminate the 70% failed business rate. People are saying it's never been done before. How can that be possible?
Right. Yeah.
When people say it's impossible, they don't understand the power that it can have on someone. If someone told you, Kay, it's impossible to create a podcast, there's so many podcasts out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You probably heard that too.
Yeah, I did hear that for sure. A bunch of other reasons why I shouldn't be doing podcasts, but just like yourself and just like a lot of guests that we have on this podcast, we always like to go against the grain. We don't want to listen, we want to see for ourselves whether it is possible or not. And most of the time, it is completely possible and we prove everyone else wrong.
Exactly. If you put your mind to it, so if you create your dream life, your podcast is in there, right? My goal to end mental abuse is to help 7 billion mental abuse survivors to crush imposter syndrome and build their dream life, right? So to do that, they build their dream life. They learn exactly how to crush it, which is essentially start filling out everything that you want to do in your life, because and understanding that it's all possible. If you think that everything is impossible, it will be. If you think everything is possible, it will be as well. So choose. What will it be for you? Will it be possible or impossible? Choose. Do you want to be happy or unhappy?
That's right. Is it
choose?
That?
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And I truly believe happiness is a must. It's not even a choice.
Right.
You know, you have to be happy.
Awesome. So with that being said, that was really powerful stuff there, Emanuel. Thank you for just being straight and just being out there for our listeners. But would you be able to teach everyone here that's listening today on a principle that they can implement straight away into their lives and their business right now? Absolutely.
So let's say the best thing I can offer you right now is to tell you exactly how to conquer your fears.
Okay.
First of all, admit to the fears. Admit it. Everyone has fears. You're not a liar or a psychopath unless you are. The second thing, you want to get to the core. What is the core, right? So it's very similar to knowing who your target audience is, right? It's like niching down. So niche down to the core. What is that core? Like I was afraid of flying, but in reality, if I niche down and went to the core, it all came from the point where I fell off 2 steps when I was a toddler, and that impacted me forever.
No way.
2 steps, that's all.
Wow.
Oh, now I've fallen down before. I've broken my toes just a few weeks ago, or actually a month ago, you know, and it's okay to fall. It's what you do after you fall. Are you going to rise?
Yeah.
Right? So then when you have the core, then you know how to deal with it. If it's 2 steps, really, are you going to let the fear of flying go down to 2 steps that you fell from?
That's crazy.
Are you going to miss out on all the joys in life because of 2 steps? Right? If you're afraid of starting a business, what is it? And I guarantee you, there's 3 things right there that are going to help you right now. Okay. Conquer the fear of judgment, stop self-sabotage, right, and conquer the lack of self-belief. All fears, every single fear leads to these 3 things.
Okay.
Lack of self-belief, self-sabotage, fear of judgment.
I like that. Okay, interesting. So I know you've worked with dozens of people, thousands of people all over the world, like I mentioned earlier today. Would you be able to tell our listeners a couple of your success stories that you've had recently with some of your clients?
Absolutely. One of my students just has been in 4 years in the Inc. 5000 companies.
Right.
Juan, he's been in there. He's an amazing entrepreneur. Now, he did something that most people didn't want to do. He went one-on-one with me, which I don't offer now. Right now, I only offer group mentorship programs.
Okay.
Right. And I took him on because he was like, dude, like, I need this. You know, I need to go forward. I need to grow my business. How do I do it?
Right.
One-on-ones. That's the best way to work it. Then one of my other students, she's an incredible artist. She did not know what she was capable of doing. She was thinking that no one would buy her art.
Right.
She did not know what to do. And I told her, listen, it all comes down to your past and the fact that you're letting your past control the present, right? She's taken my courses. Now she's sold thousands of dollars in her art. She was like, whoa, I can't believe I'm living an artist life. She came to me in November of last year, in 2020, she came to me. In 2021, she sold thousands of dollars of her art because, and not just little small paintings, no, big paintings, you know, the commission work as well. She is doing incredible stuff. And I have so many success stories out there. And this is just the beginning. Another person started their own business. Another one started a podcast. Another one improved their business because she was afraid of going live. She was afraid of seeing face to face because she was afraid of judgment. What if my hair is off? What if my makeup is off? What if my makeup is a little bit down? I'm like, listen, do you want to succeed in business, or do you want to let your lack of self-belief get in the way? Right. One of my students, and he was thinking he was thinking very small. He told me, Emanuel, I'm making $50,000 a year. I don't know what to do. I want a raise. I feel like I deserve a raise, but I don't think I can get any more than 5,000. And I want to get married. I want to start a family, and I can't do that with 50,000. I'm like, all right. First of all, let's get him a call. And I told him. He was thinking, okay, you're too expensive. And at that point, I was thinking, okay, am I too expensive? Because it was still earlier on in the beginning, right? It was one of my first 10 students. And I told him, he was one of my very first 10 students. So I was like, okay, am I expensive? Because that's my self-doubt, right? I'm still fresh in the business. And I told him, listen, first thing you got to do, eliminate everything that your family's telling you. They love you, but they're putting their limited beliefs onto you.
Yes.
Eliminate that. Okay, let's gain your self-confidence to the point where you can go to your employer, demand a raise, or you're going to go to a new job. Ask for 85. They will probably limit it down to 80, and you will close on 82,000. He was like, that's impossible. I'm like, of course, with that attitude, it's fucking impossible, brother. It is impossible. So we took it. It was 6 weeks, one-on-one, just over and over. He went to his boss. He's like, boss, I want a raise. He's like, I can only give you 55. He goes to another place with confidence. He requests, I'm not taking anything under 85. They offered 80,000. He closed at $82,500 after 6 weeks of working. Wow. That's confidence. That's what confidence will do for you. It's not just gonna help you boost your sales. It'll help you become an authority, right? Now, 2 years after that, he is making over $120,000 a year.
Amazing. I love that. Oh my goodness.
And he is also not an entrepreneur. It's a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That's a 9 to 5.
Yes, yes. And even at that, he's making moves in the company and getting what he wants so he can build a life that he wants as well. So that's awesome. I love that. Now, I know right now, Emmanuel, people are thinking, oh my goodness, how do I get hold of Emmanuel? So where can people go to find you?
Absolutely. It's thefprinciple.com. That's my website. If you go /contact, there's a contact form. Let's get on a call. I want to talk to you. I want to see how I can help you, how we can work together, right? If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's @thefprinciple.
Awesome.
That's the best way to get in touch with me. The best way is Instagram. I love being on it. I love supporting people. I love seeing people win and seeing who else I can help.
Now, I do have one other question for you.
Yeah.
What does the F mean in the F principle?
It's not what a lot of people think. It actually stands for fearless.
Okay, because I was thinking something else and I had to get clarification there.
Yeah.
Okay, fearless. I like that. Awesome. Now, I want to be cheeky, Emmanuel. Do you have any free resources that my listeners can maybe delve into?
Absolutely. Most of the time, you don't know what fears you have. And that's totally fine, because I created a fear analysis form. So you can just go ahead, download it. It's thefprinciple.com/fear analysis.
Amazing.
You'll be able to download it. It's absolutely free. And I want to make sure that you know what your fears are.
Yes. Yeah, that would be the very beginning steps of really going past that or moving forward from your fears, is knowing what they are first, right? I love that. It's amazing. Emmanuel, it was such a pleasure to have you on this show. So many golden nuggets. Guys, if you listen to this, go and check Emmanuel out. Go to his website, go to his Instagram, and go get your free resource. Oh my goodness. Like, you need Emmanuel right now. If you are stuck in any shape or form in life and business, go and contact him. Emmanuel, once again, thank you so much for coming to this show. It was amazing. I had so much fun.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time and listening to Uncensored Society podcast. All resources mentioned throughout the episode will be added to the show notes, and you'll be able to find them at the bottom as you scroll down. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and leave a review in iTunes. Thank you once again.